Hello, it's Diane. I'm continuing on with ephemera for my science junk journals. Let me show you what I did since the last video. I did coffee dye paper, so I'm ready to start cutting that to size. But I did do the sewing machine work and I videoed it, but I don't think I'm going to upload that video because it was boring. Excuse me. So I'll just show you that I took the pieces that I fit inside the CD envelopes and stitched them to ledger paper so they can be journaled on. So those are both done. And just for fun, I just zigzag stitched around the flap of the envelopes. I stitched around this piece, and I have two of these. Oh, I know. This is a blue jeweler's envelope that I carry in my shop. I think I already said in the other video, I have blue and white and craft, but the white ones aren't listed yet. I'll get them in as soon as I can. So I showed you, I think, no I didn't. I stamped on it and I distressed it, and I put on some of those punched out circles that were a digital download, 2 Einsteins and a science drawing, and then inside the envelope is a manila tag, and I stitched on some of the book page and an illustration from the science book, and this one will go in another of these envelopes. I haven't distressed another one yet. And I just did some stitching. I did this stitching that kind of looks like a electronic readout, graph readout or something, so I thought that was fun. And on the back is illustration. I have these two. These will probably be pockets in the book, maybe. I hope they're not too big for pockets. They may have to go inside a tag. But once I decide what to do with them, I will probably stitch around them. I just want to see what I'm going to do with them first. I have these. You saw these. I did these on camera, but I had a bit of... the phone rang, so I'm going to do some more eyelets so you can watch me do that, but I'm not going to complete that video where I did that because my phone rang. So anyway, these are two of the pieces that I made on camera, and then I used an eyelet for this one, or a brad for this one, and an eyelet to attach this one. And you can still swing it a little bit. This one is more easy to be moved around. And then I just stitched an illustration to one of the Project Life cards, and to, this is scrap paper, but it looks like graph paper. So I think I will do an eyelet on this card and maybe hang a safety pin or a bulb pin or something from it. So I showed in the other video, I have this, you can use eyelets, use this to set your eyelets or your crocodile, but I have trouble getting it pinched right. Maybe I'll do it so you can see how to do it with that, but I like doing it with this better. I bought this years ago from Stampin' Up, and I don't know if you can still buy them. You could buy them in the craft stores, because I bought one at Joann's on clearance also years ago, but I had already been using my one from Stampin' Up for many years. I'm just getting the little, I have a needle that's kind of bent now, but I just get my little pieces of paper out of that hole. So this isn't the hole maker, and there are a couple sizes. There are 3 sizes, but this is the one I use most of the time. It's just for your average size of eyelet. And I just put it where I want the hole. I take my little hammer and pound it, and this is going to get noisy, so I apologize. And there you go. There's the hole. My husband gave me this piece of metal so I would have something to pound on. You can see all the abuse it's taken. Then I have some bronze eyelets, and I just put the eyelet through the hole with the tube part sticking out the back. And then I take my eyelet setter and put that in that little tube part and pound again. And now the eyelet is set in there. Let me see how my, sorry if I bumped the camera. See how my bulb pins fit in here. So I have one that kind of matches the eyelet that I used. That works. And maybe I'll find something to dangle off that eventually, but for now, that's there. I could try putting another eyelet in with the big bite. I'll do it on this one, I guess. So say you have a crocodile or a big bite, you don't need this, or the hammer. So I put it on, for this size eyelet, I put it on the smaller hole. The holes are down here. You can see which one is which. So I will just place this, and I kind of bring the little puncher down a bit so I can see where it's going to end up. And I put it right where I want the hole, and then I punch. Okay, so that's the easy part. And then I put the eyelet in, and maybe I do it wrong. Maybe that's why I can't. See, I didn't even realize. I didn't have instructions with this. Somebody gave this to me, and I didn't realize that there are different size eyelet setters on this until just recently, and I don't even know how to move it. So that's probably, because that's that's for a large eyelet in there. And I don't know how to turn this. I think I'm going to have to watch a video or have somebody tell me how to turn this so that it's on a smaller one. So I'm not even going to. What you would do is, where I had put my eyelet setter in the eyelet, in this case you put your eyelet on the eyelet setter and then squeeze down, move that to the eyelet setter and then squeeze down so it would pinch it closed. But it would never work right for me, and now I think I know why. So I'll have to figure that out. Maybe somebody can help me. So I'm going to go ahead and set this with my hammer again. I have these colored bulb pins in my shop, and I also have some bronze ones which also are not listed yet. Okay. I think I'll just start cutting papers now. I actually feel like I'm making the book. I have today to work in my studio, and I think I'll have tomorrow to work in my studio. And I don't know how much time I'll have on Friday. So I want to get as much done as I can today. I spilled my eyelets, of course. Alright, so I have these two books, different measurements, so I'm going to start with the custom order book. And this cover is just over 5 by 8. So I'm going to cut a piece of paper and then fold it and see if it's the size I want to use. I am going to create a new spine for this because I want it to be bigger than this. So I said it was just over 5. So if I did 10 inches wide on the paper, it would stick out. It would start sticking out. I want it to be in a bit, so I'm going to start with 9.5 inches. And it was 8 inches tall. So let's make it 7.5. And see how we like it. That looks good. So I'm just going to cut paper now, so that's going to be kind of boring, so I will say goodbye. And you'll get to see maybe some more progress, or maybe you'll just see it when it's all done. We'll find out. Bye-bye.